All right, hello and welcome to That's the Point. It's the single best place to talk about construction positioning technology. And my name's Corey Meyer, joined here by Jeremy Horn. How's it going, man?
Good.
All right, so you're here, so that means we're probably digging into FieldLink again. This time is actually a new sort of feature, and we got a scanner sitting here. It's actually just finishing up a scan, so using our deductive powers, we know that today is going to be about scanning, but it's actually a new feature. Came out in FieldLink 7.0 or above, and it's this idea of an auto zero function when you're setting up and you're doing that first scan station. So previously in the world, what we would see is you would have to set up your first scan station. It would just take the first station height would be 0, the base of the station, and then you would have to reference it, right? Or resection or something like that.
Yeah, so what you're going to end up with in those cases is your floor is actually at a negative elevation, right? So if we don't do a resection, don't reference an elevation ahead of time, that's what we're going to get. What this is doing is automatically just setting our floor at 0.
Right.
Without having to do anything else.
Right, and taking its best guess at it, because it's actually going to look at the floor, what we're going to go through today. It's actually going to try to find a floor, extract it, and then create an elevation to it. So you don't get that initial elevation of -4 or 5 or whatever it is.
Right,
okay.
Exactly.
Cool, so what we've done is, the first thing you have to do is, we're talking about this, we just finished up our first station, which is just a blank project. You started it, spun it before we started the camera rolling.
Yep.
And then, so yeah, let's just run through it real quick.
Yeah, so what you see on the screen here is what we see always after our first scan, which is verify your placement. So once you're happy with the rotation or where you want it to be, we're just going to hit accept. And then you're going to see a ribbon come up immediately after that's asking me to auto-reference that station instrument height using the floor extraction. So I just simply hit yes. It'll extract the floor. Once that's done, another couple seconds, now we're going to see it's going to tell me that the current elevation after our first scan of the scanner was 0, but the computed is actually 3 foot 9 3/16.
Right, which is your first check, because we can look at this table and know that it's about 3.9 off the ground.
Right, and if you see something there wonky, you might need to redo, because if it means the extraction didn't happen, it might have grabbed something else that really wasn't the floor. But in this case, that looks correct, so we're going to hit accept.
Which is pretty much the worst case, because it's got a camera and all this gear in front of it, and it still calculate the right height.
Yep, correct. And then once I've done that, we can use our little I button over here and then select our floor and then see what we got. So in this case, that spot's at 1/4, that spot's at 3/8. So we know our floor is not perfect, but it did set our overall floor to 0.
It's much easier setup. Is there any gotchas with that as far as like how you have to do the first station? Like, what are the scan settings that you have to have for that first station to have that option?
Yeah, just make sure you do not have it in fast capture mode.
Okay, we learned that the hard way.
Yeah, I figured that out. So, fast capture can be great sometimes to, speed up what you're doing. Just make sure you do that first scan in regular. If you are wanting to use fast capture, then do those afterwards, because it will not give you that option in the fast capture
Okay,
mode.
so regular scan mode for the first scan, for your first scan, that's going to create the reference elevation. Then after that, it doesn't matter.
Absolutely.
All right, and of course, you need FieldLink 7.0 to make that work. And that feature is on 7.0 and above. If you don't have it, just reach out to your local building point representative. They'll be happy to help you. And don't forget, smash that subscribe button. Stay up to date with the latest tips, tricks, and pointers. Jeremy, thanks.
Yeah.
That was an easy one.
Oh, yeah, real easy.
And no overtime for you today. Have a great one. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.